All right, fellas, this is for you. If you are in a stagnant relationship or you're trying to find more meaningful relationships and you really desire that, but again, you're stuck, you don't know where to go, you might be out in the streets just doing your thing, but you're like not finding any meaningful relationships, I'm gonna give you 5 things that definitely help me out. Right now, I am married. I was not a type of person who was a very relationship person. I was just out there doing my thing, but there's 5 things that I learned, especially when I first got into the relationship, and it was a tough adjustment for me because I wasn't used to anything that was a productive and committed, healthy relationship. So a lot of those things that I saw and that my wife Carly does now, I was like, ooh, this is new to me, this is different. At first I was like, these are boring things, but I realized that boring thing that I thought was boring were the things that I love so much now because it's so much stability, it adds so much enjoyment to our relationship. So 5 things that I'm gonna help you out with right now. I wrote them down, so if I look down, that's the reason why. Number 1, communicate openly. So whether you're in a stagnant relationship or you are in something that you actually want to go somewhere, but you kind of are scared from a vulnerability standpoint, make sure that you're communicating. Being honest and transparent, they're 2 different things. Honesty is when somebody asks you a question and you answer the question and you tell the truth. Transparency is even if the question isn't asked, you're telling them how you feel about a thing, and that transparency, that's something that bleeds into the relationship in a good way, and it opens an avenue for your partner to feel that way. And your transparency might be, hey, this thing just isn't really working out for us, but at the end of the day, that transparency and that honesty and that openness, that is something that is huge and that helps out so much in a relationship, and it unstagnates the relationship or destagnates, whatever the word is. Number 2, set date nights to actually get to know your partner. So if you're in something that's stagnant and you're like, oh, I don't really know where this is going, but there might be some potential, set aside some date nights and actually be fully present with the person and with those date nights. Do something nice for the other person. It sounds so easy and so rudimentary, and it's because it is. It doesn't take long to take out some time to do something nice for your partner or to spend time with your partner. And the other thing is, you might be sitting back and being like, hey, Ricky, hey, I don't have a lot of money to spend. I can't really be taking, my lady on this date and whatever. Find free events. And my thing is, and I'll be real, if somebody is with you for what's in your pocket or for what's in your bank account, they're probably not with you for the right reasons. And when things hit the fan, because things do and they will hit the fan. Look, I'm talking from somebody who's been laid off 4 or 5 times in my career, and I'm sitting back and I've been looking at my bank account from time to time, and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be tough. And having Carly there, she was a ride or die from the beginning. I was like, oh, this is somebody who's with me for me. So set aside those date times to get to know your partner, to be fully present, because look, sometimes you'll be passing like ships in the night because everything is gonna be busy. Those date nights are the things that bring back the intimacy that allow you to get connection. Number 3, focus on growth. Focus on something that you guys can grow together with. I think that this is something that is very key and it's missed from time to time. Is sometimes we get in a relationship and it's stagnant. We don't know where or whether there's going to be any sort of growth, but we don't focus on the growth. We sit back and we just kind of do the same thing. We wake up in the morning, whether you guys are living together or not, you guys have, mundane times together, which is fine because a lot of, life can be boring, but you don't have a shared vision, you don't have shared growth. So then you go day after day, month after month, year after year, and you're like, well, why didn't we progress? Why didn't things go in any sort of positive direction? It's because you didn't have anything that you focused on growth. For Carly and I, what we really do, kind of story time, is when we lived in San Diego and we wanted to move to Texas, we were planning on buying a house. So what do? We focused on the growth of our finances. And so that was a cool thing because then we had shared goals, shared growth. Then once we got to Texas, we were like, we want to buy some land. Well, same thing. What do we want to do on the land? What do we want to put on the land? All of these things that now we're excited because we're like, hey, in due time, we're going to put a tiny home on there. We're going to have, do an Airbnb out there. We're going to be able to be out there in the country, just enjoying our time together. And we have a plan for growth for our relationship. And what it does is it keeps the relationship alive. It keeps that desire for the partner alive because you're doing a project together and you guys are able to grow together and you're able to have challenges together. You're able to have peaks and valleys. Set aside that time to talk about how you want to grow together. And number 4, make time for genuine connection. Now, this isn't just a date night. This is a date night, yes, but making time for genuine connection, as in having conversations and having the tough conversations that need to be had, because we are habitual as humans. We will find the path of least resistance so that we are able to get the most, so that we can be the most secure. But when you find time for connection, sometimes what that is just taking a look at your relationship and taking inventory. And if you're stagnant and you're stuck, but you desire to be more, it's having that openness and that transparency of, hey, here's where we are, but we need to figure out a way that we connect more. And maybe we're going on the date nights and we're just not connecting there. Maybe it's the little things in the love languages that we need to incorporate more to really infuse that connection. Whatever that is, Connection can come in a multitude of ways for so many different people, but figure out how you can connect more with the other person, because that, again, when the day-to-day happens and when those highs and lows happens and when the mundane nature of sometimes the days creep in, at least the thing that you'll have is that connective tissue with your relationship, so you'll be able to connect. So again, maintain that connection. I hope that this helps. This is coming from a 34-year-old married man who's done all the wrong things in the past, who's really focused on doing the right things now, and who's progressing as just being a husband. And I wanted to give you that bit of knowledge, bit of advice that I've learned the hard way, and some I've learned the easy way, but most the hard way. That's it for now. If you got any questions, hit me in the link below. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be coming out with more videos just like this. That's it. Peace. See you guys next time.